Right, so hi everyone and welcome to this very special review. Now it's not special because the train is only 1 out of 1,000 or because of some other reason like that. It's actually because I found a Hornby train that I have pretty much almost fell in love with. Because normally I've had bad experiences with the Hornby things, their motors haven't been as great as say the Bachmann ones, not as detailed, but this could almost be a Bachmann train to be honest, but anyway, let's get into it. It is, as you can see from the box, it is a peppercut. No, I'm joking. It is a A1X. For those of you who don't know, this is the technical term for a Terrier tank. Well, it's an LBSC 060 tank engine or Terrier class A1X. It is Piccadilly number 41. Obviously my camera does not like to focus because I've got this massive Lego advent calendar over there. So the artwork on the box obviously isn't supposed to be brilliant, it's just supposed to be kind of like a blueprint, which I kind of like, but it would be nice if you could actually see into the box. My camera likes to focus in and out of things. Nothing on that side, a lot of stuff about it being Hornby, obviously about details about not having it for kids under 3, blah blah blah. Now let's get onto the train. I just might want to move this down a bit so it's maybe not focusing as much on. There we go, that'll do. So here it is. Now these were originally A1s, not like peppercorn A1s obviously. When I say A1, the boiler was more spheric, so there was none of these little tanks on the side, quite elongated. I don't know whether there was anything to do with this bit on the back. I don't know whether the A1s had this. I couldn't really find out that much information on them that I could easily obtain and remember and stuff. But I will leave an annotation in that corner of a great video by Simierski about the Terrier tanks. No, it's not by Simierski, it's by someone else, but it's on Simierski's channel. These were rebuilt as A1Xs, and this is the rebuilt version. They were made in 1872, and there was 50 of this class made. So obviously they're quite old engines. There's only a few left in preservation. I know there's things like Box Hill in she's preserved in York, the National Railway Museum. Stepney, obviously quite a big one because she was in Thomas the Tank Engine as Stepney the Bluebell engine. I think there's an engine called Bluebell. Fench something is also preserved. Anyway, let's get on to the model. Now the model is exquisite. I can't find really any faults with it. It is an amazing little tank engine. It runs really nicely. Just a lovely engine. So we'll start off at the front. It doesn't have a running number at the front. It didn't in real life. You've got silver paint on kind of the hinges of where the smoke box door would open. There isn't sprung buffers, but I can give that a miss because it is such a beautiful engine. The buffers are raised like they are in real life. You have got little paintwork added just around the buffer beam. Sorry about it not focusing. I'm going to need to get a new camera. Vacuum pipes already pre-fitted on it. Piccadilly in lovely gold writing. Now, if I remember right, I'll just scroll down on here because I've got some information up. It is in early LB and SCR livery, I think. But most of you will know it as the one that Stepney has in Thomas the Tank Engine. Probably. I mean, the writing on this is just lovely, just beautiful, very central on the water tanks. The livery application on this is just lovely. You've got red, you've got red, black, red, and then a space, and then white, dark red, black, dark red, and white. All the foot, I don't know what it's called. I think it's the running plate or something. All along here, I've just had a mind blank. All along here, lovely red, and then you've got black and yellow at the bottom. Footsteps. What? Yes, the steps going up into the cab. Carry on. Obviously, the design. You've got the something to do with the brakes here. Sanders, should I say, because there's one on each end. Don't know whether you can see it there. Just there and there. Okay. I believe these are the safety valves that are coming off the dome. I'm not a big expert on terriers. We can just see the little whistle at the back there. The cab roof is a lovely kind of just off white, kind of a darker white. The regulator is in there. As you can see, I think it's the regulator, or it could be the brake. I think it's the regulator. You have got some extra details in there, but I can't show you because it is quite dark in the cab and my camera won't pick it up. But in the cab you can see just... can't really see anything actually. I think you can see a cylinder in there. See the number at the back there, 51. It has got some writing around it. London, Brighton, 4, South Coast, Britain. That's what it says, around 41. On the back, once again another vacuum pipe, the same as on the front, the same kind of design as on the front, with also raised non-sprung buffers. Not a very realistic coal load, but once again I can let Hornby off this once, because if they could make all their engines up to this standard, I mean, Hornby would be without a doubt a really great company, but because not all the time do they, then it's a shame. You've got slits in the windows there, just behind the bunker. Inside, once again, you can see the regulator from this side. You've got the water filler caps there, I guess you could call them. Now they've got some of these, if I just turn around. They've got some of these on the Great Western engines, like the 14XX. You've got this kind of raised bit there, which I don't know whether you can see, but they've also got it on the Terriers, so that's a bit strange. I don't know whether they took that design from the Terriers, because obviously the Terriers were made before the 14XXs. Lovely wheel arch designs there. I'm lost for words for this engine, really. I mean, if you see this engine, or Piccadilly, or Stepney, or any of them, I'd really consider picking them up, because I mean, it is a beautiful little engine. Now I picked this up for £39 because I went to the railway exhibition. I'll put the video up there. Now there is a kind of detail pack inside, but it is more accessories, well, not accessories, spares for the engines. Like there's a spare dome in there, even though the dome is moulded onto the boiler. So yeah, well, there's only one thing I can say, and that is we really need to see her running, because she's a very smooth runner. Yep, that is the back of Piccadilly, but I did want to show you how thin she is compared to like other tank engines that I own. So there's the 14XX and there's Piccadilly. Very big size difference. She's also quite small too. Now, the one bit of information I forgot to mention was the reason why this class was called Terrier tanks, and that's because normally when we associate with stuff coming out of the funnel, like the saying that comes out of a funnel, We usually call it a bark, and it's quite a good beat that comes out of this, so they called it a Terrier tank. It had many other names, but the most famous one for this type of tank engine was the Terrier tank, and that's what we know it as today. So, without further ado, let's get this engine going. Hang on. That is still moving. A really slow crawl, and it's not, I don't think it's a DCC ready engine. Obviously, let's get it going a bit faster. You have got some Pullman coaches there, but it is just going to be a little test I'm going to do in a bit, so it'll go around the Pullman coaches. You'll probably see it at the station there. Should we come around in a minute? There we go, there she is. She's going up behind everything. Should we come around the corner now? Here she is. Little beauty. And if you notice, she didn't even stutter at those standard Hornby points. Now, most of my other Hornby engines, even the tender ones, which consists of Flying Scotsman, A4, A4 Seagull, and 9F 9F Evening Star. They stutter over it, but this engine, especially the 14XX there, that likes to stutter on these points a lot. So I'm getting some Pecco ones for Christmas. It's just a beautiful little engine. So I'm going to set it up with a freight train, and I am going to stop talking, and hopefully put some sound effects in the background. Bye, for now, obviously. Now it's time for the test. Piccadilly is going to pull these 4 Pullman coaches. And now I don't know whether she'll wheel slip or what, so this is a test for that both of us are going to see for the first time. So here's my remote. I'm going to close these points. There we go. Now this is an engine that doesn't have any traction tyres. None whatsoever. So haulage is just from weight, which she doesn't have that much of. So this should be a good result. Just raise her back a bit. So she might have done this if she was ever shunting. Right, so just couple her up. Poop poop. Now she is wheel slipping, but she is moving. Come on, you can do it. This is great, this is. I mean, this is coming from an engine that's really light and has no traction tyres. Come on. She might fail here, but this is where she'll fail only. No, she seems to have handled that quite well. Just close these. Now it's time for a short little video of her pulling these around with some sound effects in the background.